Dude, here's what a lot of people don't know. The word Gethsemane, Garden of Gethsemane, where Jesus, remember, he prays. Prays. Remember, this is really important. We're going to come back to this. Prays how many times?
3 times.
Prays 3 times. And on the 3rd time, begins to sweat.
Drops of blood.
Drops of blood. And he's obviously praying in the Garden of Gethsemane. Gethsemane literally means oil press. That's what the word Gethsemane means. Now, dude, this is gonna blow your mind. Here with Yuval, Messianic Jew, shows us this oil press. Now, if you can see that the little circular stone in there with a hole in the middle, first of all, whenever Jesus does the whole deal where he's like, anybody that causes one of these little ones to sin, it'd be better if they tied a millstone around their neck. That's literally the type of stone he's talking about. That's a millstone. So the reason he says that, you could tie one around your neck, because they had that hole in it. So it's like envisioning, like, you could make that a necklace, brother. Jump in the ocean and actually go better for you than if you cause little kids to sin. All right. So Yuval's here, and we just saw Gethsemane. Means oil press. Bookmark that in your head. Shows us this oil press. What they would do is they put the olives in the big stone holding, and then they would put a big wooden pole through the middle of that sucker, and then turn it. So then it crushes them. Now, this is really important. They would crush the olives 3 times. This is very clearly historically documented. Each pressing of the olive, the oil would have different levels of purity. It would be used for different things. So like if you go to the store and you buy extra virgin olive oil, what that literally means is it was a virgin, it was an unpressed olive. This was the first pressing of the oil. The virgin oil, first pressing, was used back then for anointing oil. That's a big deal. If you're anointing somebody, you do that, all right? Then they would run that sucker a 2nd time. The second oil, it was not quite as pure. They would use that oil for like medicinal purposes, for healing and light. So like on a menorah, that second oil is the type of oil that would light a menorah.
To clarify, a menorah is?
That's that 7-pronged candlestick thing. Okay. Thank you. Then they would press it a 3rd time just to get the last drops out. And that 3rd pressing of the oil, it's like what we call lye. That's the 3rd pressing. So it'd be used for cleansing. All right, now, bro, just stop. Think about this for a second. Jesus goes into the Garden of Gethsemane, which means oil press. How many times does Jesus pray as, to quote the scriptures, as the Son of Man is about to be crushed? How many times does he pray? 3 times. And we just heard that the first pressing was used for anointing oil. The second pressing was used for healing. The third pressing was used for cleansing. And then Jesus Christ goes into the Garden of Gethsemane. He's crushed for our iniquities. Prays 3 times in his crushing. Exactly what those olives, the oil, were used for. Guess what Jesus does? He is used, he's crushed for our anointing and our cleansing. Ladies and gentlemen, the Garden of Gethsemane.